The road to excellence is uphill, no breaks. My dad said that to me on the phone the other day, and I was like, you know that SpongeBob meme? Write that down, write that down. That is why I'm recording this video Sunday at 9:41 p.m. because I made a commitment to myself and to you, mainly to myself, to no matter what, record a 30-minute non-edited video every single day until my life drastically changes. And I'm committed to the bit. I am indeed committed to the bit. So far, so good. I have done it. And honestly, if you are on a journey to change your life in some capacity, whether it be through your writing, your career, your love life, whatever, keep doing it every day. Even when you're tired, even when you think that you don't have time or it's inconvenient, especially on the days when it's inconvenient, you will be so grateful that you still, no matter what, followed through. Usually, like as a yoga teacher, I find that students, when they come in tired, maybe running late to class, a bit frazzled, those are the sessions, the classes where they feel at the end like the most relieved, happy, transformed, the most grateful that they showed up. Honestly, whenever students walk in, especially if they come in late, I always say the hardest part is over. You made it. All you have to do is just get started. The road to excellence is uphill, no breaks. And what my dad meant by that, because I was like, Daddy, explain more. And he was like, you never see anyone be great through just ease of effort. It's always some sort of challenge or battle or obstacle which defines greatness. Challenges improve you. It makes you better. I remember when I was younger, he had this book and it was called 212. And the premise of the book was that water, or was it 211? Hold on, let me see actually. Let me see. But the premise is that water boils at 212 degrees. And sometimes all you need is that 1 degree, that like little 1 degree shift to change your life. I mentioned this in an earlier video where if you are in a boat going one direction for however long, and you just simply shift your course by 1 degree, you will drastically over time see a huge difference in where you started, where you intended to go, and where you eventually end up. So uphill, no breaks. Even on the days when you don't want to do it, keep doing it. And the no breaks means don't stop. Continuous applied effort. And it's not going to be like this journey of mine of recording, a 30-minute video without edits every day for however long. Oh my God, like, I wonder if at some point my no breaks will include me, doing it in a different setting, in a different environment, because maybe, I'm traveling, or I don't know. I mean, I meet the same woman who does not leave my fucking house except to go work and make money and then come home. But I see myself doing it no matter what. And I hope that if you're working on something, whatever it is, that you keep trying. Like, whatever you're working on right now, did you do it today? Did you mean to do it? This video is going to get posted like the second I'm done. I'm going to make my thumbnail and post it on the Tube of the U today. It is currently Sunday, the 23rd of August. It's gonna go out tonight. If you are somehow watching this, did you do the thing that you wanted to do? It's before midnight. You still have time. There's something that I learned when I went to this upstate retreat center in Massachusetts. The place is called Kripalu. It's cool. It's mad cool, but it's like I did this program called Quarter Life Calling. You know how there's like a midlife crisis? This was Quarter Life Calling. And the whole premise was a bunch of people, youngins in our 20s, and doing something to just drastically change our life. Do I have my notebook with the notes from that time? I think I do. And the woman, she challenged us to do something called a 40-day sadhana. It was a 40-day challenge. Asadhana in Sanskrit, loosely, hold on, I want to get the exact translation, but I'm quite certain it translates into practice. Hold up, Sanskrit dictionary. And 40 days, I'm sure that comes from something biblical. I don't know, I'm not like a very religious person, but basically it's easy to form a habit after 40 days. Sadhana, instrument, means, realization. Where does she get rich, wealthy, possessing riches, opulent, device? Not what I thought it meant. Doesn't it also mean practice in some instances? English to Sanskrit, let me see. Translate practice. What means practice? I don't know if I'm using this dictionary correctly. Oh, not sadhana, abhyasa. Consistent, steady practice. Abhyasa is practice. Where the fuck did she, whatever. A 40-day sadhana. Sorry, me detouring. A 40-day sadhana. And she wanted us to basically do something that would like help improve our life and keep track of it. Like, and give yourself a reward afterwards. So at the time, I had my sadhana be that I wanted to wake up and go to bed at like a specific time. And I wanted to, no matter what, go to bed before midnight. That was my goal, I remember. And she was like, once you start doing that, like all the other things that I had would fall into place. Because at the time, my sleep schedule was fucked. Like I was like going to sleep at like 4 a.m., like 3 a.m., whatever. And I wasn't doing anything in particular. Honestly, I was at the time probably just like watching shit on YouTube or scrolling or I don't know. But it wasn't anything like useful. Like I was just staying up like mad late for no reason. And so she gave me a 40-day sadhana of going to bed every single day before midnight. And she had us in the group do two things. One was to have accountability buddies. So we had like a group, we got together in groups of 4 where every week we scheduled a call, which was also like another thing to keep that call no matter what was going on in our life. She was just like, you made this plan to have this call with these 3 people, well in advance of anything else you have scheduled in your life. So if something else comes up shy of someone like passing away or like a relative is sick or whatever, you have absolutely no reason to not honor this commitment of meeting up with these people to talk about your progress and how the sadhana is going. So we like put it in our calendars. And this way it was also too like, I don't know, I didn't want to be potentially the only person in the group to not have done my practice, you know, or to not have honored my commitment. So that was one thing. And that was really like telling, because there were some times where people in the group, they would be like, oh, well, you know, I didn't do it because of X, Y, and Z. And be like, oh, come on, like you made a promise. Or sometimes it'd be like, you know what, this obstacle came up and I still did it anyway. And it was like this uphill battle, like no matter what, I did it. That was number 1. Number 2 was she said to give ourselves a reward after we did the 40 days. And I don't remember, I think my reward was like I wanted to like treat myself to like go to like the bathhouse or something, but like I didn't have enough money for that. So I think I just like splurged and got myself like ice cream or something, you know, which at the time was like a big deal for me where my finances were, because I was like scrimping, like eating PB&J and like eating cereal and just not spending a lot of money. But reward yourself. So with your journey to excellence, which is uphill, no breaks, think about those 2 items. Having an accountability buddy, which it could be the comment section here. Also, if you're part of my Discord, there's an accountability buddy channel. And think of a reward for yourself. You know, after you finish the 40 days and you've written like X amount of chapters. Maybe you're a writer and your goal is to write, you know, 500 words a day. That's like 3 good paragraphs, I heard a writer say once. What's your reward after that? Do you start reaching out to agencies, publishers, treat yourself to dinner, give yourself a day off, whatever it may be? But honor honor the practice. Another little third thing is, if you fall off of doing this 40-day sadhana, of your road to excellence, uphill, no breaks, just begin again. Progress, progress is not linear. So it doesn't have to be a situation where you are go for like, a week, 2 weeks, and then you fall off and you're like, oh, fuck. Try again. I have done sadhanas where I'm not joking. I've gotten to day like 37. And then for whatever reason, something came up where I got so busy that I just completely forgot that I had to do the thing. And then I look at the clock and it's 12:30, and I was like, oh my fucking God, I didn't do it. And I had 3 days left. And I would just have to start again tomorrow from 1. And that's happened to me so many times. Uphill, no breaks. No breaks. I, again, always like to think of my idol, Beyonce. I have tattooed on my knuckles, WWBD, what will Beyonce do? That woman, just to get in the country music scene alone as a black woman from Texas, whose parents are from Louisiana and Alabama. Mama Louisiana, you mix that Negro with that Creole, make a Texas Bama. I like my baby hair with the uphill battle, no breaks, to get to where she wanted to be, where she is. Think about athletes. I always like to think about the 2024 Olympics? It was the 2024, was the 2025 Olympics? How those people train. Just, of course, obviously the physical demands of doing the best in the actual world, Simone Biles, etc., etc. But just the mental fortitude, the emotional fortitude to keep getting up every single day and training to the point of exhaustion while so many other things are going on in their lives, personal, family things, work things, relationship things, who knows, training through injuries, through people passing away, and still doing it no matter what. And then taking home the gold. The women's gymnastics team, the men's gymnastics team, the women's track team. I was never so patriotic in my life. My patriotism ends and begins with the Olympics. Anyway, so that's that. I have found my notes. I'm going to keep chatting while I find that particular page. I have here, authenticity is who you are beneath the mask. I think that's going to be an episode at one point. There's a bunch of gems in here. Trust the season that you're in. That's going to be something one day. Okay, a lot of these are going to be episodes. But, long story short, when it comes to excellence and excellency and just getting to where you want to be in your life, it is genuinely an uphill battle. It's never linear. It could also be sometimes downhill. Sometimes you fail before you succeed, but there is always some sort of effort that has to be applied, and it's consistent. There's a Yoga Sutra, which the one that has the Abhyasa, Yoga Sutra, Yoga. Oh, my teacher would be like, Misha, you should know this. About consistency. It's 1.14. I knew it in my brain. Practice becomes firmly established and rooted when it's cultivated over a long duration, without break, and with a sincere, respectful attitude. I will not try to pronounce the Sanskrit at the moment because I want to actually practice it and hear it. Actually, I might be able to. I'll find it later because I don't want to get a weird translation. But practice becomes firmly established and rooted. Firmly established and rooted. I love those two words. When it is cultivated over a long duration, without break, and with a sincere and respectful attitude. Heavy on the long duration. And I think that's also one thing that I love about being an Ashtanga yoga practitioner, because one thing, like, I practice Ashtanga, but I teach Vinyasa, two different modalities of yoga, two completely different. In Ashtanga, there's no child's pose. We don't rest, we don't break. The only child's pose is after Shirshasana, after headstand, but that's more of like a technicality because you were just like on your head for a long time, so just to balance, to get like your blood flowing and blah 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 blah. But there's no like child's pose. It's just consistently practicing, doing whatever your practice is continuously. And oftentimes, like, I assist my teacher when I see someone just kind of like laying there. I'll go over and I'll be like, what are you doing? And they'll just be like, oh, I'm taking a rest. And I'll just be like, why? And they'll be like, oh, I'm tired. And I'll just look at them and be like, continue. And then they continue. But part of the practice, and it's not to be mean, and it's, you know, before you non-Ashtangi start commenting, I'm just going to tell you right now, disrespectfully, shut the fuck up. If you've never practiced, genuinely practice Ashtanga yoga, do not comment on Ashtanga yoga. I'm not joking. I don't care to be nice about people who have uninformed, disrespectful things to say about this practice. Because the things that I see people do and the time and the effort that it takes to get to where people are in their practice, I'm not going to take commentary for an uninformed. I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it, but just shut the fuck up. Long story short. But there is something to Ashtanga that there's a reason why there's no break or no rest. It's to build your stamina. It's to build your endurance, and not just physically, like of course that comes with it, but it's mental. Like yes, of course. Yoga, any physical practice, football, gymnastics, swimming, it's physical. But it is mental, like just as much, if not more, mental. To believe in yourself, to think that you can do it, to try, to have the mental fortitude to wake up every single day of your practice, to get yourself together and to go. To also organize your life in a way that sustains your practice. Like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out and party, and some people might think that's boring, but personally, I got all that out of my system when I was in my 20s. But I just don't find that fulfilling or entertaining at this point in my life. Like, I'm just past that. Like, maybe every now and then I'll go and grab a drink with a friend. Maybe I'll go to my local bar and read. But now, honestly, when I go there, I usually get a mocktail and just like little small plates just to read, just because I like the environment of reading there. But there are certain sacrifices, because excellence is uphill, no breaks. When I have my goal of what I want to do with my practice and my teaching and my life, there will be time to celebrate. You know, there's the hope core that will happen when that big, beautiful day, when it happens for the hope core. For those of you who know, you know, where I will be popping bottles and screaming in the streets and getting white girl wasted. It's the one time I'm going to lose my mind with alcohol. Not in like a, you know, crazy way, but you know what I mean. But there is a bit of sacrifice also that comes with excellence, or striving for excellence. It also means that I no longer really like hang out with lazy people. I don't. And that's lazy, what I consider to be lazy. You know, it's of course a spectrum. Someone might think I'm lazy. I don't know. But when I hear people, or since they're no longer in my life, when I've heard people make complaints about certain things that I consider just to be like lazy, and I'm just like, we are in different ecosystems, and like I can't relate. Like, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I naturally just wake up at 5 a.m. Like, and I like it. I get to start my day early. I have my coffee, feed my cats, have my yoga practice, have breakfast. I have a whole day. I have a whole situation before most people have even arrived at their desk to start. I have a whole answer emails, like shower. Sometimes I even teach class and practice, and I get so much done before noon just by waking up at 5. And granted, it's, oh my gosh, I have to go to bed soon. It's 10 o'clock right now, past my bedtime. But in my goal of doing this, of striving to, for me, have no breaks and to honor my commitment to myself, to do this series and to chat with you guys, I'm going to do it no matter what. Because I made a commitment to myself and I made a promise to the people. But with that being said, my dears, I landed on the perfect page. I'm going to end with this, I think. I have here a hierarchy of values. What do I really care about? And really is capitalized. What do I really care about? So what do you really care about? For me, I really, really, really care more about my progress and my, my consistency and honoring my word. I really, really care more about that than sleeping right now in this moment, you know? Yes, I could be in bed, but I'm still gonna go to bed. And thankfully, this is TMI, I don't know if anyone cares, but I don't have to wake up at 5 tomorrow. I can wake up at 5:30. I can wake up at 6 if I want. I'm probably gonna wake up at 5:30. Next. Be more committed to your calling than your comfort. Be more committed to your calling than to your comfort. What fires together, wires together. Literally rewiring your brain. What fires together, wires together. Literally rewiring your brain. These are 3 values. Right now, the one that's sticking out to me is being more committed to my calling than my comfort. And sometimes it'd be like that. I think what I noticed, at least, was like over the pandemic, over the panorama, the Panini Express, the Pandora's box, was a lot of people got into rest culture, which I think served its purpose because we were just kind of on this crazy fucking train to hell, and people didn't realize how tired, or not that they didn't realize, but they didn't honor how tired that they were mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And the pandemic gave people a lot of time to rest. And then, and I'll just say this based off of my own experience, I was at the time dating a terrible little person, genuinely a terrible man. And I remember I was still doing like I kept my routine. Like, one thing I'm grateful for was like just being a creature of habit is that I still kept my routine of waking up and doing my yoga practice, just because it kept me fucking sane, bro. And it was hard, you know, like I was dealing with a wrist injury at the time, so I did have to modify my practice and at times like stop, and I was doing like HIIT classes via YouTube, and this woman Heather Robertson kept me together, and like riding my bike, but I was still trying my best to do active things. And I remember I would always just wake up naturally early. And my ex, then partner, was staying with me. And in my apartment that I was paying for, he was paying $0. And I remember I was up at like 7:38. And I remember he got like grumpy and mad and like was telling me that I was being too loud. To which I was like, first of all, you are in my fucking apartment, you bum bitch, paying this many dollars, sleeping in my bed, telling me that I'm being too loud because I'm trying to honor my commitments and my routines. And I remember for a second, I almost wavered and I was like, oh, will he sleep? Shut the fuck up and get out of bed. And I remember I was like, you're in my house, these are my rules. And he was like, I remember he tried to mock me. He was like, you're saying these are my house and my rules. And I was like, yes, because I have a value system. I give a shit about my life. I give a shit about my mental health. You want to lay up in bed till 9, whatever, 10, go do that in your own fucking home. The audacity to be in someone else's house and try to tell them how to, and let me not, because I'm gonna get mad. But I still, no matter what, was just like, no, like, I need to honor this path that I chose. Even if it's not the most comfortable. We're in the pandemic. I have nothing else to do. I could very easily sleep and do nothing. But even then, I still wanted to honor my commitment to myself and to my body and to my mind, because I know at the end of the day, I am a better person when I have a physical routine than when I don't. When I don't have my routine, my physical routine, it's like meditation for me. It's like therapy. When I don't, I am not nice. What is it like? You're not you when you don't have your Snickers bar. I am not me when I don't have my practice. I get cranky, I get uncomfortable, like I'm sore, I ache. And when my physical body is uncomfortable, it like translates into different layers of me. Like if my physical body isn't comfortable, then I'm thinking about it. My mental body isn't okay. And then my emotions get affected. And it's just, there's so many koshas, so many layers that are affected. So excellence is an uphill journey, battle, no breaks. Keep going. You have to be more committed to your calling than to your comfort. Excellence is not comfortable. It's not. It's not. It's not. And over the panorama, my point was, there became this, I noticed a lot online of just like people like kind of demonizing hustle culture, which I think in a way, and like am prioritizing like work-life balance. But there has to be some sort of imbalance if you want part of your life to grow in some way. You know, and that it can change. You know, you could prioritize work on some areas. You can prioritize whatever your personal life on some days. But like, if you want to see, for example, your career grow, you have to put in some effort and sacrifice. I'm not saying to burn yourself out and do something that's going to ultimately harm you or your mental health or your physical health. No, definitely not. And again, use context. Please don't misconstrue my words, because there's always someone, well, you are probably one of the weak people who I'm talking about. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not here to pander to people who don't want to be excellent. I am my father's fucking child at the end of the day. I am a student of Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles Carter. And both those people, including me, we get shit done no matter what. It is what separates people from other people. And I'm not saying that you're good or bad. There's no good or bad in this. It's just you can see the distinction of some people's lives versus other people's lives. And if you ask them, usually there was some effort put into getting there. You know what I mean? Just saying. So with that being said, let me see if I have any other little thingies for you. Oh, you are already free. You came into this world free. You just forgot. And I drew a little bumblebee. Always a student, Beyonce. With that being said, beloveds, I love you. I think that you are all wonderful. Good luck. And remember, excellence is an uphill battle. Wait, what is it? Me. Remember. Also me. Not remembering. Remember. The road to excellence is uphill, no breaks. Whew.